I thought you said you were willing to give horror movies a try. I thought Bess was going to be the delicate one."
"It's funny," Bess agreed, nodding. "So did I."
"I did give them a try," I said, my voice steadying. "And I think I've decided now. No thank you. I think I'm done with Freaky Fridays." "That's kind of unexpected for you, don't you think?" Ned asked. "You're not a scaredy type. You spend half your life chasing bad guys." This was true. My sleuthing, which had always been my favorite extracurricular activity, could get scary sometimes. But there's a big difference between confronting a crook and having to eat your own organs, I pointed out.
"True,"
Bess said, nodding seriously. "I'm sorry you got freaked," George said, her dark eyes sincere. "I just really wanted to come to this because you so rarely see Takara movies screened in the United States. And he's such an amazing director. The way he sets up his tension shots." In the last month or so, George had discovered that she was a huge fan of scary movies. After exhausting her Netflix queue, she'd started checking DVDs out at the library and then getting recommendations for streaming rentals from horror movie blogs online. She'd become particularly interested in the work of certain directors, like Takara, who, I had to agree, had a real knack for scaring the bejesus out of you. And maybe making you a little nauseated. I took a breath through my nose, breathed out through my mouth. That's how our gym teacher says you should center yourself. "I get it, George. I'm not mad at you. And I can see where the story was cool if it wasn't going to give me nightmares for the next month. I think maybe I just don't have the constitution for this stuff." George nodded, smoothing her short black hair behind her ear, and Ned gave me a little squeeze. "Let's go back to the car," he said. "Turn on all the lights. Play some really fun music, like Lily Joe Jarrett." I smiled. Ned loves Lily Joe Jarrett, but he always tries to act like he's listening to her ironically. "Yeah, we can go back to my house and watch something that's totally the opposite of scary," George suggested. "Packed house? I hear that was good." Ned took my arm with an encouraging grin, and slowly we made our way around the theater to the parking lot and back. It was huge, nearly empty, and strangely dark.
"Why aren't the lights on?"
Bess asked, frowning. "Yeah," George said, looking around. "The car is over there. I remember where we parked." She led us toward her small red coupe. "But this is weird." "And probably a safety hazard," Ned added. "Maybe it's because it's so late," George suggested, leading us in the direction of the car. She reached into her pocket, pulled out her car keys, and flicked on a little flashlight that was on her keyring. It made a tiny but strong beam of light. "Maybe," Ned agreed. "They could be trying to save on electric—" Oh! A shadowy figure had suddenly jumped into the flashlight beam. Chapter 2. Haunted. I felt my stomach leap up into my throat and grabbed Ned's arm so hard he cut off his scream to say, "Ow!" "Oh my God!" Bess screamed, reaching into her purse. "Get back! I'll get you with my pepper spray!" If I hadn't been so frightened, I might have smiled. I've never seen Bess actually use pepper spray, but the threat is always her first line of defense. "Sorry," the figure said in a voice that was surprisingly young and female. "Dude, don't spray me. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to startle you guys." George angled the flashlight at the figure's face. It was a young girl, maybe 13 or 14 years old. She had blonde hair pulled back in a high ponytail and wide eyes, and she was wearing a Chicago Bulls hoodie. "Well, you did," Bess said indignantly, pulling her hand out of her purse. "Sorry, I shouldn't have threatened you like that, but maybe don't sneak up on people in dark parking lots after scaring..."